up guys, before this video starts I just wanted to come on here real quick and let you guys know not to use this video as a reference to set up your own turtle tank. If you watch this whole video you will find out that I make a very big mistake that eventually leads to the complete destruction of this turtle tank. You guys will find out what I'm talking about, but yeah, even with everything that happened in this video, I hope you guys still do enjoy it, maybe learn a thing or two. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you for watching. Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today we are finally going to start setting up my 40-gallon turtle tank. I've been so excited about this for such a long time. I've been hyping it up to you guys for so long. And today it's finally going to start unfolding. This right here behind me is the 40-gallon tank I'm talking about. It is a 40-gallon breeder. I got this thing a while ago. I've used it as a holding tank for a couple of my fish in the past, but I did buy it for the sole purpose of being a turtle tank. And this tank is going to be for my 4 baby turtles who are currently in that turtle tub. And the 4 of them are only going to be in this tank together temporarily. Eventually we are going to only keep 2 of them in here, and then we'll move the other 2 into my 55-gallon tank right over there. And yeah, to start out, I guess I'll just tell you guys the plan for this tank. I've been thinking about the design and scape of this tank for a very long time. I want this turtle tank to be like my best tank ever. So basically the basking area is going to be the back right corner right here. The basking lamps are going to hang right here, and it's going to be an area about this big. It's going to be gravel, and then that gravel is going to kind of slope down into this corner, and that gravel is going to be held up by like a rock containing wall, and then on the other side of that rock containing wall is going to be sand. I want to have both gravel and sand in this turtle tank because, like, I know for a fact my pink belly side neck Toby loves burying himself, and it'll just be easier for him to bury himself in sand. And then eventually we might want to keep other turtles in this tank, like a soft shell, maybe snapping turtles, I don't know. So I thought overall it would just be the best idea to have both gravel and sand in this tank. So that's where we're going with. And then we're also going to have a bunch of live plants, like I'm talking a ton of live plants in here, tucked into all the rocks, and then we are going to have a piece of driftwood in there as well. So this tank is going to be like all natural. We're using all real rocks, real wood, real plants. And then in future videos we can add stuff like fish, maybe shrimp, maybe crabs. We can add all kinds of stuff to this tank, and I just know this tank is going to turn out amazing, so be sure you guys watch till the end of the video to see the finished tank. And also I should say, if you guys are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. And yeah, with all that being said, I think the first thing we need to do is just go to a couple different stores to get a few things. We need to pick up a filter, we need to get the gravel, then we need to get some pond foam, which we're actually going to use to like create that elevation I was telling you guys about. We'll talk more about the pond foam later, and I think that's it. I have the sand here, I have the basking lamps here, I have all the rocks here. Then we'll get all the plants probably tomorrow. My goal for today is to just get a good start on it. I want to get the rocks and the pond foam in, and then tomorrow we'll put on like the finishing touches. So yeah, I think that's everything. Now we're going to head on over to those stores and pick up everything we need. Alrighty guys, so I'm here at PetSmart in the filter aisle, and this one right down here is pretty much the only one I've seen that could work, and I have used one of these in the past, and this one has a pretty decent amount of flow. So if this one's more powerful than that one, then I'm confident that this will be enough. But if not, we can always get a new filter, but we are going to pick this one up for now. And then we also need a background for the turtle tank, and I already chose it out. It is the same one that we have on Tori's new 37-gallon tank. Should be perfect. And that is everything we need from PetSmart. Now we're going to head on over to Home Depot. All right guys, well I'm here at Home Depot in the pond section, and unfortunately they do not have pond foam, but over here they do have the rock we're looking for right there. So we're going to pick up a bag of that. Then I guess we're going to head over to Lowe's to try and get the pond foam. All right guys, just got done inside of Lowe's. Luckily they did indeed have our pond foam we were looking for. There it is. Got 2 cans of that, and then I also got a brand new bucket. So we're going to get all of our stuff home and get to work setting up this turtle tank. Alrighty guys, so we are back from the stores. We've got everything we need for this turtle tank. We've got our filter, our background, our pond foam, and our gravel right there. Then the sand we're going to use is right back there. And then we've got some larger rocks right here. I already went ahead and rinsed all these down and scrubbed them and cleaned them really good. So these are good to go, and that's like the layout they're going to be in, forming that wall to hold that gravel back there. So the very first thing I want to do is actually get our lamp stand in place. This is what's going to hold the basking lamps right here over the basking area, and we'll actually put these on there as like a reference. So yeah, it'll be something like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and wipe down the inside of the tank with a wet rag just to get off any dust and debris that might be in here. This tank has been sitting here empty for like a couple months, so we definitely want to wipe it down real good. And And there we go. And now we have pretty much the most important and difficult part of this entire tank build, and that is putting those rocks in position and then spraying this pond foam behind them. So like I talked about earlier, these are the big rocks that are going to form the containing wall, which holds the gravel along the back of the tank. And basically, I didn't want to fill in all this space with pure gravel. That would make the tank unnecessarily heavy. So I was trying to think of things I could put back here that the gravel could sit on top of that isn't like super heavy, and pond foam is the like best thing I could think of because it's super light and it'll easily take up that space. And then like when we want to clean the tank and vacuum out the gravel, that foam base will act as the bottom of the tank, so we can easily siphon everything like we usually would, and it'll all be super easy to clean. So that's why I decided on the pond foam. And yeah, these are the rocks that's going to hold that pond foam and gravel in place. So I mean, we're just going to go for it. Hopefully this works out good. Alrighty guys, so it's actually now the next day, and I decided to just go ahead and handle all the pond foam nonsense off camera, but it's pretty self-explanatory what I did. You guys saw me hold these 3 rocks in place and then spray that pond foam back here, and I let that dry for a few hours and then held this rock in place and sprayed it behind that one, and then I let that foam harden overnight, and now it's good to go. So we can now finish setting up this turtle tank, and we really don't even like have much left to do. We just got to rinse the gravel and sand, throw that in there, then set up the filter, put in the live plants, and then I think that's pretty much it. So once again, the plan is to have that gravel all along back here. Then down here is going to be sand, and then like in this corner, it's going to kind of transition from the gravel into the sand. Then also where it transitions, a piece of driftwood is going to come down from right here. So that's going to look really cool. And we're going to have a ton of live plants like tucked into the rocks and stuff. So with that being said, we are going to get right back to work. And we're going to start by rinsing down our gravel. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this bag open, dump some of this gravel into the bucket. That should be about good. Now I'm going to take that bucket outside and put the hose in it and run water through it until it is completely clear. Then we'll be good to put it in the tank. Alrighty guys, so as you can see there, that gravel is completely rinsed down, looks nice and clean. But before we put that in our turtle tank, I actually want to put this piece of driftwood in there because I've been soaking this for a few days and it doesn't quite sink yet. So we're going to need to cover it up with some gravel. But I just want to get this in position, and I actually think that looks perfect right there. Yeah, that's going to look awesome. Then we can tuck a bunch of plants up in there too. Oh my gosh, that's going to look incredible. But yeah, now we can start putting the gravel in there. So we will start down here on the left side, and oh my gosh, it's already looking so good just with that little bit of gravel. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna fill in the rest of this space with gravel. And there we go, we got gravel all along that ramp. But before we start putting the sand like in this area, I actually want to put the filter in place. It is going to go right there. I already went ahead and unboxed it. This is the filter we're going with. It has this nice spray bar, which is going to shoot water all along this way. And it looks like that is going to fit perfectly in the corner right there. So we'll mess with that a bit more later. But yeah, the next thing we need to do now is get the sand in there. So I already went ahead and rinsed down the sand, as you can see there. I did the same exact thing as I did with the gravel. Just ran the hose through it until the water ran clear. So we are going to go right ahead and start putting the sand in the tank. And guys, there it is. The sand is in. You can see in this corner I added that gravel and made that transition, and that'll like look more natural over time as the turtles mess with it. But this is looking so good. I cannot wait to see this thing filled up with water, and that just happens to be our next step. So we're gonna go ahead and start filling it. Alright guys, so the tank is full, or at least at the point where it needs to be. You can see our basking area is just out of the water. I also went ahead and moved the filter. The way we had it before, standing straight up and down along this wall, this spray bar was like an inch out of the water, and that would make a bunch of noise if we turned it on. So you can see I put that filter at an angle. That's actually better because there's more area like for the filter intake to suck stuff up, but the flow is still going to be exactly the same. It's going to blow like right down the middle. So it's going to filter out like the ramp area, but then also the main pool area. And then if you take a look at the driftwood, I actually had to put some rocks on top of it to hold it underwater. That piece of driftwood is not heavy enough yet to sink on its own. Over time, it'll slowly fill up with water and it'll be able to stay down on its own. But for now, we got to have those rocks to hold it down. But now what I think I want to do is actually get the lamp set up, because I don't know about you guys, but I want to see this with some light on it. Then after that, we'll plug in the filter, and then we'll probably start planting some plants. But again, first, gonna get the lamp all hooked up. Alrighty guys, so the lights are on. I also went ahead and turned on the filter, and I did move that driftwood over to the left a little bit, just so it actually hides the filter a bit more. And then whenever we get the plants in there as well, that'll also help hide the filter. But this tank is definitely looking awesome. I think it could use some more stuff like going on here in the main pool. It looks like too empty. I think I want to put a couple rocks in there, which we can maybe like put plants behind. Yeah, I think I want to do that. So I just grabbed a couple rocks out of my 125 gallon tank. We'll do a big one over here in the corner and the smaller one right here. Yeah, I think that definitely helped a lot. And again, it is going to look a lot cooler once we get some plants in there. So that is what we're going to do next. And I have a couple live plants down here in my 20 gallon cichlid tank, but I think these cichlids have been picking at them. They look like they're kind of struggling, and we're going to need a lot more either way. So real quick, we are going to run over to the fish store and pick out some live plants. Alrighty guys, so we are back from the pet store, and I already went ahead and put all the live plants into this bucket, and we got some good ones. I'm really excited about these, especially these ones right here. I believe the people at the store said these were called hornwort, which I have heard of before. This is a super bushy plant, and I've heard that it grows pretty quick. So that is going to be awesome. It's going to take up a lot of space in the tank, which we actually want. I want to give these turtles a lot of places to hide and hang out. So I did get 3 of these hornworts, and there's the last one. And then we also got this one right here. I'm not sure what this is called. You guys can let me know what you think it is, but it might be like some kind of sword. And then we also got this one right here. I have no idea what it's called, and I think I actually have one of these already in the 20 gallon cichlid tank, so we'll see how that one's doing in a little bit. But now we're gonna go ahead and start putting our live plants into the turtle tank. So we're gonna tuck this one right back into this corner. Then we're also gonna put one over in this corner. Then I'll have the last one of those right up here next to the filter. Now we're gonna throw this tall one in here, and I think I want to have that like right between these 2 big rocks, just to make that like crack between the rocks less noticeable. Then we'll have this one tucked into like the left side of this rock. Alrighty guys, so I just threw on this LED strip from my 75 gallon tank just to give you guys a better look at everything, and I did actually just switch some things around. I like switched those 2 plants, and then I added that one which was in the 20 gallon, and then I got the driftwood set back up there once again with these rocks holding it down. But yeah, this is looking really good. I think the background we're gonna add is definitely gonna make it look a lot better, so I'm gonna throw that on there right now.
A few moments later.
Alrighty guys, the background is on, and right away you can just tell that background makes this tank look so much better. But anyway, another thing I want to add is this water lettuce from my pond outside. This is a floating plant, and my turtles love eating it, so I just want to see how it looks in this tank. And yeah, that also looks awesome in here. It would be sick if we like filled that entire back area with this water lettuce, because I mean the current is pushing like this way, but I think the roots on this water lettuce would like touch the gravel and actually hold it back here. So I think we might try that down the line. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, after filling this tank with water, I did add in the Prime water conditioner to remove the chlorine from the water. And then whenever we start adding fish and turtles to this tank, we're also going to add some beneficial bacteria starter just to get the cycle going in this tank and make this turtle tank into an actual ecosystem. But for now, that's pretty much all we can do. I mean, the tank's pretty much done. The only thing we really have left to do is add a heater, which I'm gonna need to go to the store to get, and you may or may not see that in this video. But yeah, here's one last look at our 40 gallon turtle tank for now. We are gonna check back in with this tank one more time in this video, mainly because I just want to see if the water gets any clearer. It is pretty clear already, but there's definitely still a little bit of fogginess in there. So with that being said, I will see you in the morning. Well guys, I just came down here to check on the turtle tank. It is the next day after I set up our brand new 40 gallon turtle tank, and didn't really know what I was looking at when I first looked at it. I'll just show you. I'll turn the lights on in a second, but I was like, huh, that looks different. I mean, I guess I forgot that foam floats, and you can see the foam just flipped and like turned itself over. Here, yeah, let me turn on these lights real quick. Yeah, so you can see the foam floated and it flipped over and literally ruined the entire tank. Yeah, we're gonna have to take everything out, do something else for the basking area. It's kind of stupid to me. Like, why didn't I think that that would happen? But I mean, I don't think anyone would have really expected that. But yeah, this really stinks, but let's at least try and like look at the bright side. You know, none of the rocks cracked the glass. I could have came down here and the entire tank could have been shattered. Water all over the ground. That fortunately did not happen. Doesn't appear that there's any leaks. You can see the water line was like an inch higher, but that's just because all this foam was underwater. So now that all this foam is out of the water, it dropped the water level. So it doesn't appear we have any leaks. I don't see any dripping anywhere, so that is good. Also, something that's fortunate, I didn't have any living animals in this tank. You know, if the turtles were in here, they could have been crushed by a rock. So that's good. We didn't lose any lives in this whole disaster, but I mean, other than this water lettuce, I don't know, it still could be good though. This ain't good. Hopefully none of you used pond foam in your turtle tank. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. I was so hyped about this turtle tank too, and then something bad had to happen. That's a wreck. Dude, it looked so good too. I was so happy with how it turned out. Well, I'm gonna think about some things. I'm gonna come up with a plan of attack here. So I'll see you when I see you. Alrighty guys, so it is now 2 days later and I haven't really done too much with the turtle tank. I did get that big rock and foam structure out of here just to clear up some space and take a closer look. And I'm definitely not looking forward to cleaning out this tank. But I'm not gonna let this complete disaster keep me from making this tank into a turtle tank. I hyped up this turtle tank for way too long. We're not giving up here. This will be a turtle tank. But yeah, I guess to close the video out, do not use pond foam as a basking area. I think if we learned anything, that would be it. Pretty much everything else I did in this video is completely valid for a turtle tank. Eventually, whenever we redo the tank, we're gonna do pretty much the same design and scape, but we're just gonna use something else that does not float as the basking area. I will definitely do some deep thinking to figure that out. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hopefully it was decently entertaining. I mean, I was happy with how the tank turned out. Like, it looked really good. So I guess down in the comments, you can let me know what you thought of the tank. If there's anything we should like change when we redo this tank in the future, let me know. But that is gonna wrap up this video, and today's comment of the day goes out to... And if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you gotta do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Hold up. He's trying to swim up the waterfall.